Continue our review, and we want to now talk about how do mountain belts form. And so this is going to be related to plate tectonics, and we said that plates could be pulled apart, so that's going to be a divergent zone, and then plates can be pushed together, so that was a convergent zone, and then plates could slide past each other, that was the transform. Now let's concentrate on the convergent. So where plates are being pushed together, there's three possibilities. So the first one is going to be the ocean colliding with the ocean. So we got an oceanic lithosphere, which is composed of basalt, so it's very dense, and it's going to collide with another ocean lithosphere over here. Now they're both going to want to go down because they're dense materials, but whichever plate is the colder one, that's the one that's going to be denser. So this one is going to be colder, and so it's going to go underneath this other one. Now this other one's going to try to go down, and so this is going to make our trench right here. And then this lighter material, so this is going to start to melt because it's getting hotter. The lighter material will flow up to the surface, and so we're going to get an island arc system there. Okay, but I want to mention something else that is going to happen that you need to know for the exam. And so another thing that's going to happen is as this thing is going underneath this one, it's going to stretch this plate here, so that in this region back behind the island arc system, it's going to start to stretch out, and as this plate gets thinner, then that makes it easier for material to flow up to the surface back here. So this is going to be called back arc basin back here. So it's going to cause a new rifting zone. So this plate is going this way, and this plate's going this way. And it's going to start to create new ocean floor behind this island arc system. So this is going to be called the back arc. It's behind the island chain here. And so as these rocks are going back this way, you can see that it's going to cause faulting to occur. And so we mentioned that if a plate is going in this direction and a plate is going in this direction, then it's going to cause normal faulting. So this material is going to fall down with respect to this material over here. And the same thing on this side of the thing. So here is where you're forming new ocean floor, and then you're going to have down faulting on either side of it. So that's going to be normal faults as a result of it. Okay, the next thing though that could happen is an ocean could collide with a continent. So here you've got the ocean plate again, but this time this plate over here is going to be a continental plate. So this one's oceanic, this one's continental. The ocean plate's going to go underneath it just like it did before. It's going to melt. This material is going to come up to the surface. It's going to form a volcanic system, but this time it's going to be volcanic mountains as a result of it. So an example of this would be the islands of Japan. An example of this one though would be like the Rocky Mountains in the United States. So what can happen is you could still get a back arc basin back here. So behind this mountain system, these rocks could be stretched like this, and so you could have normal faulting behind the mountain system here. But in front of the mountain system, you could have debris that's coming off of the mountains, and it starts to fill in this area right here. That's going to be called the fore arc basin. It's in front of the mountains. So behind the mountains is the back arc basin, but in front of the mountains, where debris off this mountain is being eroded, it's going to fill in this area right here, and that's going to be called a fore-arc basin. Another thing that's going to be happening is that as this plate is going down, it's going to be scraping against this plate right here. And so part of this plate is going to come off, and it's going to start to accumulate right here, and that's going to be called an accretionary wedge. So these are just some words that I would like for you to know where they come from, and then where they would be located at in a picture. Notice also that behind back here, the plates are being pulled apart, but in front of this mountain, the plates are being pushed together. So here's where you could have reverse faulting, and back here is where you could have normal faulting as a result of it. Okay, then the third possibility is that you're going to have a continental plate colliding with a continental plate. They're both not so dense, so they're both going to want to go up. And so they're just going to crumple together, and then you're going to end up with a big mountain system as a result of that. So notice that these two plates are being pushed together, so you're going to have a lot of reverse faulting and thrust faulting in this region. But again, behind it back here, you could have some stretching, and so you could have normal faulting on this side back here. Okay, then you could also have a divergent zone. So this is where the plates are being pulled apart, and so that's going to be causing tension, and so that's going to be causing normal faulting to occur there. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about why are mountains tall.